brainstorming about like what is your perception of waste in your surrounding. You can write down what are the waste which you see around your surroundings.
So, yeah. Vineet, can I get the responses?
Yeah, okay.
So you have to write down in the chat box uh, when I say that what are the waste which are around your surroundings. So write the names of that. Till we are waiting for the responses to come from Mr. Vineet. So before we start our journey of EMP and we get into the ideation sessions, I am asking you when it comes when I say waste and what are the waste which is around you, what will be your responses? Vineet, hello.
Hello, yeah. I shared it in public chat.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Till we get the responses and the technical glitches worked out, let us see. So I will look forward to your responses. I will see to those responses, and let us begin seeing a very inspirational video, and let us again rethink what is waste around our surrounding. I think I'm sure that you are going to enjoy this video, and we'll start. We can start the video. Voice is not coming actually, Vinit bhai.
India produces tons of flower waste every day. But now, one company is giving a second life to these sacred flowers, collecting more than 12 tons of them from temples and transforming them into handmade incense sticks. But can this blossoming startup make an impact on India's flower waste problem? We visited the headquarters of Phool in Kanpur to find out.
It all starts in bustling wholesale markets like the one in Shivalaya. Merchants pick up the flowers that they'll sell outside Hindu temples. Because these flowers are used in rituals, they're considered sacred and can't be thrown into the garbage. Every day, more than 1,000 tons of flowers end up in the Ganges River. But many contain toxic chemicals like arsenic, lead, and cadmium, as well as pesticides.
I have been seeing people putting flowers in the water all my life, but never before had anyone questioned temple waste as a source of pollution. The seed was sown.
Ankit founded Fool, which is the Hindi word for flower. The company's employees pick up the waste from temples throughout Kanpur, making around 19 stops a day. Then they transport the flowers to Fool's facility, where they weigh and separate them from thread, fabric, and plastic. Workers save only the flower petals for the incense sticks and sort them by color, then packaged up. Workers here can produce around 400 incense sticks every hour. Ankit calls this transformation flower cycling, and he says his product is cleaner than others.
Normally, incense sticks are made from charcoal. Burning charcoal releases the poisonous sulfur dioxide and gives out a lot of xylene chemicals.
In the beginning, Ankit's family and friends doubted his business.
When I decided to quit my job and come back to Kanpur, the reaction, the immediate people I knew was, I have gone bonkers. That I want to leave a job as an automation scientist and work with temple flowers.
He also had to convince the temples to give his business their sacred flower waste. But he says they didn't initially trust him.
There's this line in the Hindu Aarti which says, Tera tujhko arpan, which basically means what belongs to the gods goes back to the gods. So this is how I used to convince them that these flowers don't belong to you or me, they belong to the gods. And we're using it for the purpose of making incense, which is again being used for worshipping the gods.
Ankit also wants to find other ways of recycling the flowers. He started a research lab to develop new products. They're testing vegan leather and a biodegradable alternative to styrofoam, but those aren't ready for sale. Still, floral waste makes up only about 16% of pollution that runs into the Ganges. Harmful chemicals, open sewer drainage, and garbage run directly into the river. That's a growing danger for the more than 400 million people that rely on the river for drinking water. And despite best efforts to save the Ganges, it's a long way from being restored to anything like its headwaters in the icy Himalayas. Ankit knows his startup can't clean up the river on its own. But he thinks he can help create awareness about a problem he says has been ignored. And he's setting goals to grow his production and waste collection.
Our target is to at least have 50 tons of flour across 5 locations in the country to be able to employ 1,000 women.
For now, every stick sold is infused with the smell of success.
Wonderful. So I've got some responses. There are spoilers of food. There's plastic waste. There is wastage of food. There is vegetable waste. There is garbage. So I'm asking you again now, do you still feel that vegetable waste is a waste? Do you still feel that
wastage of food is a waste, or the plastic which comes out is a waste? Do you still feel the same? You can write your responses in the chat box. I will receive them. Or do you see them differently now? Like the way Ankit was saying actually.
I hope once we go ahead with the journey, you will start seeing them as a different thing. Yeah. So there are some responses in Telugu also. Yeah. So now people are saying that no, sir, they are actually not waste. So they are something else. So So now the thing is that
These waste are not waste. Actually, these are resources. I think that is one of the key, and that is one of the backbone of entrepreneurship. So we'll explore what is entrepreneurship in this session.
We'll also explore to get in clarity on what is actually business and what is entrepreneurship. And I will be depending a lot on you for your responses, because this is going to be a very interactive session. And yeah, so somebody has responded that the process of developing and organizing and running. Yeah, so yes, flower, vegetable, sir. Yeah, so it's like, so we can convert them into resources. So, so the whole session flow would be, so it is actually being divided into majorly into 5 things. The first topic would be that we are going to cover today is that what is entrepreneurship and what is businessman. We'll also get in very crisp, clear idea about what is. So you see some any kind of startup or any kind of business or anyone who is something or running on his or her own is basically an entrepreneur or a businessman. So we'll get a clear idea on that. The second topic which we are going to explore is historical context of the enterprise. This will be run through a beautiful video. The first session, entrepreneurship businessman, would be run through a lot of exciting case studies. And the third is how to think entrepreneurially. Fourth is conclusion, and the fifth is closing remark. So, so I'm also going to introduce you to our mascot, Meenakshi and Balu sir. So, so basically they are going to be with us throughout the session, and Meenakshi will be with us. And Meenakshi is also starting her own journey, like you people are starting your own journey. So she is basically 19-year-old. She's pursuing electrical engineering, and basically she's going to help us along with her mentor, Mr. Bala, who is in business of metal fabrication. So as like you, Meenakshi is actually asking her mentor, Bala sir, can you help me with an entrepreneurial idea? So before we begin, so Bala sir is actually basically responding to Meenakshi that do you even know that who the entrepreneur is? So Meenakshi is saying she does not even know that who is entrepreneurship, who can be called as an entrepreneur. So so he's saying, let us first understood who is an entrepreneur. So you can write in the chat box, do you people have a clear idea about who is an entrepreneur, who is a businessman? I will look forward to your responses in the chat box. So I'm asking you, before we proceed, do you have a clear idea on that who is an entrepreneur or who is a businessman? You can write simple yes or no in the chat box. So if you know the clear-cut difference between entrepreneur and businessman, write down yes. If you don't know, write down no. Although we are going to touch upon it and we'll have some clarity on that. So looking forward for your chat responses. No, people are saying no. Some people are saying yes. No, no, yes. So yeah, so there are mixed responses. Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. So we'll move ahead with the session and we'll find out to have a clarity on this. So you're seeing a photograph here. So what do you feel? This photograph is of enterprise or a business? You have to write down in the chat box. So the photograph depicts an enterprise or a business. You can write down in the chat box. I'm asking you a question. When you're seeing this photograph with a person standing around so many items, so one person has responded that he's an entrepreneur, basically who works with different NGOs. Entrepreneurs are the ones who innovate in an easy life. Okay, you are getting into the definitions. What I'm asking right now here is, the photograph which you are seeing here, there is a person who's standing so many products around. Do you feel that a person is running an enterprise or he's running a business? Okay, so the response is enterprise. Some people are responding it as a business. Okay, majority of people actually, with whatever responses I'm getting, they're saying that it is a business. Okay. So let us look forward to it. Some people are also it as an enterprise. So there is a Some people are saying it is an enterprise, some people are saying it is a business. So so we thought that in the first session itself, let us have some clarity on this. So the next slide is, what do you feel that what this gentleman is running actually? It's a sole trader, it's his own business, but what is the unit, what can be the unit name in this picture? So what this business is all about? In the previous slide, we answered whether this picture depicts an enterprise or a business. For the same photograph, now we are asking, what is the unit all about? Like, what is this business is all about in the picture? You can share your responses in the chat box. What does it look like? What this business is all about? You can write in the chat box. Yeah, so there are responses like Kirana store. So basically, this is a grocery store. So where the person is selling groceries. So you might have seen it around also. So basically, this is a grocery shop. This is functional since 2010 in the colony of Jaipur city of Rajasthan, India. There's one person who manages everything, and two persons are there to help him out in the packaging and selling, and they're working as employees. So, so the grocery shop can be, this grocery shop with whatever details we have got is an enterprise or a business. So we are going to explore this in the session ahead. So most of you have actually shared that this is an enterprise, this is in business. Yeah. So before we proceed, I'm asking you, how many of you know about this? What this store is all about? Have you seen it somewhere? Have you ever visited it? Have you came to know about it? The picture you're seeing on the screen, what it is about and where it is located, if you can tell me. So I think this will be an interesting guess. Please write in the chat box. The picture you're seeing on the screen, where it is based, and what this store is all about. You can write your responses in the chat box. If you don't know about it, you can write down no also in the chat box. It's a commodity. It's a small scale business. It's in Chennai. Yes, right. It is in Chennai. Yeah. No, it's. I am not very sure if it is in Mumbai or not, but it is in Chennai. And basically, this store is called a Sarvana stores, and they have around 5-6 stores in Chennai. And this store is such a big store that from needle to the big things, you get each and everything inside that store actually. So if I ask you that, so these are some of the details. The Sarvana store is one of the biggest retail chain unit which is in Chennai. They have more than 4 stores there in Chennai itself. It has everything you need to purchase under its roof. Each and everything you almost get in the Sarvana stores. So, so what do you feel now? The Sarvana store is an enterprise or a business? You can write in the chat box. So this is the second case study we are getting into. The first one was of the grocery shop. So there is a gentleman who is running that in a Jaipur city, and that person is actually running it with the help of 2 employees. One is helping him in the packaging, and another is helping him in the selling thing. Sorry. Now we are talking about a store called Sarvana store. They have 4 very big stores in Chennai. They are actually selling most of the things under one roof. So whether the Sarvana store will be called as an enterprise or a business, you can write in the chat box. So I will look forward to your responses. So what do you feel, that Sarvana store will be an enterprise or Sarvana store will be a business? Yeah, so there are responses like enterprise. Okay, most of the responses are like it is an enterprise. So nobody feels that it is a business. each and every person here, like with whatever responses I'm getting, they're saying that Sarvana store is basically an enterprise. Some people are also saying it is a business also. Yeah, so we are getting response of business as well. Okay. So now this is interesting, huh? So this is all across India, and you might have gone across it. So what are you seeing here? What is the unit name? Can anybody guess it? So this is the last case study we are getting into to get a clear understanding of what is enterprise and what is business. So I'm asking you, what is the name of this whole enterprise or a business, whatever you feel like right now. So do you know what is this all about? And it's located in almost each and every part of India. Have you ever heard about it? Have you ever seen this kind of setup anywhere? And the setup is almost same everywhere. You can write in the chat box, and the photograph which you are seeing. Yeah, so it is in Chennai. It is in a lot of other places also. Some people are writing the locations. But what I'm asking is child help desk. Yeah. So, but what is the child help desk? But what is the organization name? Do you know the organization name? Like Sarvana store, all the grocery store might have some name. Does it have a name? Child help desk, but it is run an organization. What is the organization name? This is interesting. Anyone can write it. Organization. Is a help children below 18. But what is the no? It's the name is Government of India. There is a name to it, organization name. So we'll guess for more 5-10 seconds more. If you can guess more, the organization name. It's a child. It is something which is there for helping out children below the 18 years of age. So what is the organization? It is at each and every part of India. No guesses in the chat box. Okay. CHF Child Health Foundation. You're little close. You're little close. You're little close. I'm giving you one more clue. The helpline number is 1098. Okay. So the organization name is basically Childline, Children Welfare Organization. So the organization name is Childline, and then they have a toll-free number called 1098. So basically, what they do is it runs a toll-free number called 1098, and they have designed a center across nation. So if you face any kind of difficulty as a child, so Childline is one of the center where you can call and actually you can seek help for actually. So so I've shared details about Childline also. So what do you feel? Childline is an enterprise or as a business? You can write your responses in the chat box. What do you feel? Now you know about Childline, that they run a helpline center called 1098, and then they are also physically present for children. And then they are running the network all across India. So what do you feel? The Childline is an enterprise or Childline is a business? Or you can answer whether it is not both. It is neither enterprise, neither business. So there is a response called enterprise, organization. But organization what? Like enterprise or a business? Very few responses. Enterprise. Or you can say both not also. Enterprise. Most of the people are actually sharing enterprise. Okay. Now there is another poll. So it's in social service. Somebody has responded in the chat box. Yes, but again, this will fall under any category of at least enterprise or a business. So whenever you're starting something of your own, this will fall under any two of the category. And then there is a very clear demarcation for it. We are going to share that as well to you. So now,
the first question is, do you have a clear idea on what is enterprise or what is business? You can write down yes or no.
the first question is, do you have a clear idea on what is enterprise or what is business? You can write your responses in the chat box, yes or no. No. Okay. Some people are saying yes. If you are writing yes, you can write down your responses also in the chat box. That what do you feel is an enterprise or what do you feel is in business? How do you come to that definition actually? Okay, so there are mixed. There are many no. There are some yes also. So we'll get into that and we'll get in clarity on what is enterprise and what is business basically. So, so the next question is, do you want to know the clear-cut definition of what is enterprise or what is business? Are you excited about it? Are you excited to know? You can write your responses in the chat box.
That what can be the clear-cut definition. So if you see any grocery shop, if you see any kind of shopping mall like or a mall like Savannah store, if you see any kind of social service organizations like Childline, do you want to have a clarity or a clear-cut definition whether they will be called as an enterprise or a business? Are you excited to know the definition of what is enterprise, what is business? So I'm sure that you might be excited with this. So we are going ahead with this.
So now I'm quickly recapping. You can answer. You can ask any question also during this. I will be taking a pause of around 10 seconds. I will be recapping all the things. But if you have any doubt, any insight, if you have any input, anything which you want to share with me, you can share that in the chat box. So I will respond to it. So now, with whatever session we have done till now, so I'm doing a quick recap.
We have got into the introduction of the program. We have got into the understanding of the idea of business and entrepreneurship. We also tried to chalk out difference between business and enterprise through in case studies. And now we are going to get a clear-cut difference between enterprise or business. If you have any question, any query, I'm pausing for 5 seconds. You can write that in the chat box.
There is a big no with N and there are multiple O to it. The large scale organization in commercial activities and enterprise, not necessary. So the scale does not always mean that you are an enterprise or a business. There are very clear-cut definitions to it. Enterprise means all products will be available in enterprise. Business means we are doing particular product, that is business. Again, not necessary. Small scale organization is business, not necessary. There can be a small scale enterprise also. Enterprise entity engaged in commercial industrial is a business. No, they can be cottage industry also, they can be small scale industry also.
Somebody is asking what is meant by enterprise, so we'll get into that. So now there is a lot of queries, there is a lot of curiosity, and then there is a lot of responses around what is enterprise, what is not. It's also a very big response that the main difference between enterprise and business is that enterprise is a large scale organization that engages in commercial activity, while a small scale is individual. Not necessary. So the scale not always defines that it is an enterprise or it is a business. So some of you might also start an enterprise. after this sessions, after these sessions also. So that is the actual target. So let us get into the clear-cut definition of what is entrepreneurship basically. So before even we get into the definition or clarity on what is enterprise, what is business, let us refer to some of the case studies, which will give you more insight about what entrepreneurship all about. So you're seeing some photographs here. There are typically 5 photographs. So what you're seeing in those photographs, if you can write in the chat box, what you're seeing in the photos right now. We'll get into the definitions of entrepreneurship and a business also. But before even getting it, let us get into some case studies, which will again give us the more idea about like what is entrepreneurship and what is. We'll get into that. But before that, I am requesting you to write in the chat box what you're seeing in these photographs. There is a business run over different product, but in each photograph, what you're seeing actually.
There is a thread ball. Yes, yes. There is a thread ball. And what you're seeing in the other photograph, there is a wool. Yes, yes. You're seeing wool. There is a thread ball. Yes. There is a vegetable waste. Yes. The second photograph actually shows that there is a vegetable waste. There is a thread ball. What you're seeing in the other photographs, the first photograph is thread wool. The second photograph is vegetable waste. What you're seeing in the other 3 photographs, I'm sorry, I'm not known to Telugu language, so the responses has to be in English. There is a thread ball. There is a woman. Some of men are dancing. Yes, yes. So basically, there is some festivity going around in the last photograph. So now there is no response to the 4th photograph. What is that photograph? Below the thread wala and beside the dancing man. What it is?
Somebody responded in Telugu. It means papad.
Oh,
Papadalu,
okay,
kind
okay.
of
Sorry,
papad.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. So now this is something I have learned new. Thank you so much. So apadu is basically papad. No, this is not papad, but it's a little pre-processed thing that the papad is going to make out of it. Basically, this is dough. Yes, 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 yes. So Gajri plus Kalyani is something I think will be something Telugu. So will be tough for me to understand. Thank you so much for clarifying me that actually. Thank you so much, Ajmeri ji. Yeah. So atta dough. Yes, yes, yes. So now here is the twist. So now here is the twist. Now you have to relate the photograph which you have seen before. These were the 5 typical photographs. Now you're seeing
5 photograph, but there is a photograph adjacent to that photograph. So what do you take out from those adjacent photographs, seeing them together? What you are making sense of it? What is the relationship you're seeing here now? So previously you've seen thread ball, you've seen women, there are some men dancing, and then there is dough.
so and then you are seeing also vegetable waste. So now what is the relationship you are seeing here now? Now to each and every photograph, there is a photograph adjacent to it. And we are talking about entrepreneurship. So what do you see as a relationship?
There are responses that there is a thread, vegetable, hardworking woman, floor dance. Every business is also owned by an enterprise company to make money large amount. Okay. Some people are responding the previous one questions also. Yeah. Thread, vegetable, hardwork woman, floor dance. Okay. So these are the previous responses sharing. But now we are going to make a relationship out of each photograph.
So beside each photograph, you are seeing some photograph. So then there is some relationship around it. So what is the relationship you are seeing?
Next level of the previous one. Yes, yes. So there is another level to it. But what is the relationship? By using wool, we can design dresses. Yes, yes. Raw material and finished products are being used. Entrepreneur and business is basically related. Some people are actually going a little too fast. So I think we'll come to that, but let us focus on what is the relationship with these photographs actually.
Entrepreneur and business basically related. From thread, we are preparing cloths. By using dough, the papads are being made. Yes, yes. What you're seeing in the second photographs, can you tell me that?
Take the thread wala photograph. So somebody is saying that that after wearing clothes made from wool, they are dancing. So somebody has connected each and every photographs to it. So so there is I don't know, there is no interconnectedness. So this is fun. These are not magical thread wool which makes the person to dance when they wear it, but basically each photograph is related to only to the adjacent photograph. Yeah, but most of the people are actually sharing about the dress wala thing. What do you see? What is being done with the vegetable waste? What is being done to the woman who was sitting? What is being done to the, very interestingly done to the men who are dancing actually? Can you see a very minute enterprising thing here? What has been done to those photographs? So there has been something done to the vegetable waste also. There has been something done to the woman also. You can figure out from the photograph if you see very keenly, very sharply. And observation is one of the most key thing for any entrepreneur actually. What is being done to the dancing man also. With Dow and thread, you have already responded. Exactly. So somebody has responded that by using veg waste, we can produce biofood also. We can make biogas also. Sorry, we can make biogas also. By using waste, we can make organic food. Not organic food, but we can definitely make gas out of it. So compost can also be made. But what is being done to those dancing men? Do you see any enterprise here? Enterprising activity happening before and after the photograph. The same men are being seen into something different or same? If somebody can guess. Or it will go like Childline only that nobody guessed about the name. Oh, somebody has responded very specifically in the point wise. The third is garbage. The fourth is Bharat dance. But what is being done to that dance actually? The fifth is rice flour used to make upper daluli. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so basically papad. But what is being done in the third photograph? For the fourth photograph?
This photograph. What is the relationship here?
We'll pause for 5 more seconds to see if somebody can answer this. You can write with the name also. So I can tell to other people also that somebody has responded this tough observation. Yes. Thank you so much, Chaitanya, for answering this. So the groom dancing, yes. I'm not very sure whether groom is dancing or not, but the thing which you have shared, that in the adjacent photo, everyone is actually wearing pagdi. Congratulations, Chaitanya, for observing this out. And in the second, so I'm going to reveal the names of the enterprise also.
Yes. The woman is actually writing. Sanya is actually sharing. Please write down your name also when you're writing in the chat box so that I can interact with your name also. And I will also be more familiar to some Telugu names also. Yeah. So Sanya is basically sharing that the woman is writing certain information by the following men actually. Niharika is sharing that dancing men are actually candidates or voters. No. So basically now we are going in to be introduced. This is going to be your assignments also. So listen to me carefully. So these are basically 5 enterprise. So the first enterprise name is Ajuba. So basically Ajuba is a leading crochet product company which was started by a woman when she started exploring some soft woolen cloths for her child actually. The second is Medic Mobile. Medic Mobile is an organization which actually helps anyone who is working in the health sector to digitalize everything. So the woman here is sitting writing something, but there is another person who is helping her out to things and input her things into digital way. The second organization name is Sampoorna. So sorry, the third organization name is Sampoorna. It is a leading waste management company. It is run by one of my friend only. And Akriti, you are going to listen to her in this session only. After this session only, she also comes from the same Center of Social Entrepreneurship in Tata Institute. So Sampoorna basically works on waste, and then they are converting waste into. So they have installed in many of the college premises and many of the other company and other premises also to manage their wet and dry waste also. The third name is RK Pagdiwala. You can write down all these names also in your diaries also, or you're in mobiles, and you can later search about them. We'll provide you the link also, but these are very wonderful case studies you can refer to. So RK Pagdiwala, basically it's a pagdi tying company where basically they provide customized service to get your pagdi done whenever there is any kind of festival. The fifth is something very close to my heart. It's Mahila Graha Cooperative Limited. You might have heard about Lijjat Papad. So basically these are venture ideas, and these are the ventures actually. So something has been made out of it. So if we want to relate this to the definition of entrepreneurship, so the entrepreneurship, finally, the definition is that it's about transforming the world by solving big problems. Like, as we have seen, Sampoorna is making waste to wealth actually. In RK Pagdiwala, the skill of pagdi is being used to develop an enterprise. In case of Ajuba, the wool
is being used to make the products. And the interesting thing is, all the elders are actually making it. So in their retirement time, now they are utilizing their old skills, and people are loving it. Like everything gets sold off when Ajuba is actually being put, because there is a lot of demand of hand woven woolen cloths, and then it is not available. The fourth is Lijjat. The papad is being basically used for empowerment. And the Medic Mobile, where paper field work is supported by technology. So what they are doing is basically they have find out any problems, and then they are transforming it into a solution mode basically. So this is how the definition of entrepreneurship will look like. So if we see that what is businessman, so these are some of the pointers you can keep in your mind. So if somebody is running an enterprise or a business, you can scan through these points and have an understanding whether they fit into these categories or not. So the first point is, the businessman starts a business from an existing idea or concept. The person has many business rivals. Businessman basically focuses on competition. They are majorly traditional. They stay safe. They are majorly worried. They are profit oriented. They hire people to increase business productivity. They are market player. Not yet achieve financial freedom, and only they give importance to the part of the business. They don't look it very holistically, and their business actually give them living. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, these are some of the points. So if anybody fits into these 4-5 points also, if somebody fits to the 4-5 points of the business, the person is businessman. If somebody fits into the 4-5 points of entrepreneurship, they fit into the entrepreneurship. If somebody starts a business from his or her own unique idea or concept, is an enterprise. They have they don't have business rivals. They themselves are actually business rivals for themselves. So for example, when I talk about Ajuba, they don't have business rivals, basically because they're collaborating with so many people, and then they're utilizing their skills to provide some solution to it. Medic Mobile majorly don't have any business rival, because they are actually focusing on problem and they are solving something out of it. They basically focuses on cooperation. So when we talk about all those examples also, so you are seeing there is so much of cooperation around that. They are innovative, revolutionary, they take risks, they are excited, they are people oriented, they hire people to give them productivity. So it's not about they just want to make profit out of it, but they also want to engage them so that the high productivity gets increased. They are market leader, they have achieved financial freedom, they give importance to the business world, and they give life to the business, not that they get the profit only of it. So we will try to fit out all these things into businessman or an entrepreneurship. So when we talk about this gentleman who is running a shop in Jaipur or something, so the green
things are basically which applies to him as a businessman. The red thing is basically which applies to him as an enterprise. So basically, you see that there are so many pointers which are being falling under the businessman point of view. So I'm taking 2-3 examples. So he has not achieved financial freedom. His business gives him a living, and definitely he's going to have many business rivals. So it's not that if he is going to running a shop, so there will be another shop and his business will not fall down. So his business is going to be impacted with this. So in this case, the grocery shop will fall under the businessman. While we talk about Sarvana store, so it's both. So some of the categories might fall under businessman and some of the categories might fall under entrepreneurship. When we closely see some of the factors, Sarvana store is majorly profit oriented. They are not people oriented. So majorly they hire people only to make profit out of it. Don't hire people to Satvik, say something.
Okay. So they are basically hiring people to make profit, and many times Sarvana store is basically also because the working hours are very long, and the people who are there, their health is not being taken care of. They have to work for long hours so that they can get their wages done and all that. And then they hire people to increase business productivity. They don't hire people to give them productivity basically. So everything is fixed around. So some people actually have a tough fight between whether the Sarvana store will call as a businessman or as an enterprise. But what is my humble request to you is, whenever you see these kind of things, so you can always go back, like I'm going back to the slides. You can go to these pointers, whether the person falls into a businessman category. So even a small business person can also fall into a businessman category, and a very small business, a big business can fall into a businessman category, and very small business can also fall into a enterprise category. So for example, if somebody is running a small, so Ajuba is not a very big unit. It is run by only 80, 90, 100 women, but it is falling under enterprise category because they are risk taker, they are excited, they are people oriented and all that. So it's not that it's a very big scale organization. Same applies to the Sampurnartha also. So if there is any thing you want to ask, you can write in the chat box till I'm doing the recap of all the things. If you have any insight, any question to ask, any input you want to give, please write in the chat box. You can write your name also so that I can recall your name. I can call your name also. Thank you so much, Chaitanya, Sanya, Niharika, and other people for writing down, and Ajmeri ji for helping me out with the Telugu thing.
So I'm doing a quick recap. In between, you can write your questions, you can write your insight, you can write your input also, and we'll take it ahead before we move into the next part of the session. So the earlier we were talking about the introduction, we shared our expectation from EMP, we tried to chalk out difference between entrepreneurship and business, and now we have understood the definition of entrepreneurship. We are known to around 6 examples. So can you repeat some of the examples? What was the name of the organization? Let us check. What was the name of organization we spoke about?
I'm taking a 10-second pause. So you can write your name also and write down the organization name which you have learnt about. Please write in your chat box and write down your name also. And now we know the difference between enterprise and business. Nobody remembers and recalls the name of the organization we have just spoken about? Ajuba, yes, yes. Please write down your name also. Childline, yes, yes.
Sumaya Kausar, Ajuba, yes. Thank you, Sumaya.
Liani, you have shared the previous answer also. Thank you so much, Ajuba. You are aware of now. Okay, okay. Thank you so much for answering. Nenavad Vikram has shared Childline. Yes, yes. Subaya Shirin has shared Lijjat Papad. Thank you so much for being so attentive and active. And I'm sure that you're going to learn more about them and you're going to have fun. So they're wonderful organization, basically. All of them are doing amazing job, actually. So now, before we even proceed, you can also share your reflections also. If you have some reflection about what have you learned till now, if you can share. I will again take a pause of only 10 seconds, and you can write down your name in the chat box and share whatever is running in your mind now. What has been you reflected till now from the session. You can write down your name and you can write down your reflection, whatever you have learned till now. Ashwar is sharing that he has learned about biogas. Okay. Amar Boina Srilata is sharing that what you have learned about enterprise and business. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Ashwarya. Thank you so much, Srilata, for sharing this. Now we are going to, so now we are coming back to Meenakshi, our mascot. She started our journey in the beginning, and because only she asked the Bala sir whether what is an enterprise and what is business. So now she has got some clarity. Now she is speaking to Bala sir that now to try to share some problems along with opportunities. Now Bala sir is actually making Meenakshi to answer like an entrepreneur. You have to see problem as an opportunity. So Meenakshi sharing the flowers of temple can be converted into an incense stick. The children with difficulty in math can be given mathematical toys to aid their learning, like that. So now it's your task also. So now you have to identify a problem around you and try to write a solution along with it. Aisha is sharing that she has learned about difference between enterprise and business. Okay. Same Asif Sheikh is sharing. So now we are doing another exercise that you have to write down your name also, and you have to write down a problem and a solution around it. That is a perfect trait of any enterprise or an entrepreneur who thinks problem as an opportunity, basically. So like Pravina is sharing that we want more information. You can always ask, like you can write in the chat box. I will share about it. So like chimney smoke to the black printing, like orange peel can be converted into a face pack powder, like chimney smoke can be converted into a black printing, like giving hand note to Google Form note. So the examples we have learned, Sampoornath converts waste to wealth, RK Pagdiwala skill of Pagdi to enterprise, Ajuba wool to product by elders, Lijjat Papad to empowerment, Medic mobile paperwork to the technology. So can you also share some of the problems and write down a solution beside it? Any problems you are seeing around, and then they can be seen as an opportunity to be resolved. Can you write down some of the problems and solution beside it? You can write down in the chat box any problem you have seen around and a solution beside it. Now you have to think like an entrepreneur.
Thank you so much. We're all serious.
Now you have to think like an entrepreneur, and you have to write down a problem and a solution beside to it. Naila Kunda Shweta Reddy sharing, converting our mechanical work, that is walk steps of DC charge, so that we can conserve energy and use a battery for our mobile. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Shweta. Anu Pradeep Boga is sharing that recycling of paper waste into a house design. Wonderful, wonderful, Bhanu. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much, Shweta, for sharing this. Wonderful. Can we have more responses? Wonderful. Chimney smoke is very dangerous. Bit cause health problem solution is sending above into the atmosphere. Yes. But what we can do about it? What we can do about it? How we can make it less dangerous? How we can actually convert it into a resource? So, like Banu Pradeep Boga and Naila Konda Shweta Reddy has shared. Write down in the chat box. Ashif Sheikh has shared again. The problem and solution for that is to collect and put the fire. Fire will actually produce a lot of gases, harmful gases. So this has to be converted into a resource, basically. Plastic bags or covers can convert to make household items. Yes, Ganna Prasanna. Thank you so much for sharing this. Yes, you can keep on answering those like an entrepreneur. So you have started thinking like an entrepreneur. So now Meenakshi has come again to Bala sir, and she's asking Bala sir that these are very inspirational stories. This looks like they have done so much of work, they have done so much. That's why this has happened. So, but she's very confused with this, that whether she can do that or not, whether it is going to be very difficult like them, or whether she will be able to do it on her own or not. Yeah, so there are some other responses which are coming up. Thank you so much, Chandrachita, and there are other people also. Yeah. So so Bala sir is now sharing it. Let us go to a video which actually shows that entrepreneurship is all about you and how humbly each and every enterprise starts, and anyone actually starts. So let us get into a historical context of getting into how an actually enterprise starts. This is a video which is going to be shown to you, and this is a video very close to my heart. I have shown it to more than 400 people, and it is a wonderful video to watch. But after the video, I'm going to ask you some of the main things, like what made Ledger to start an idea, with how much money they have started, so why they were into business, and what was the most inspirational part. I'm going to ask you all these questions, and this will also get into the assignments. So please watch the video carefully and enjoy it fully. And I'm sure that you're going to love it. Some people are sharing that riding bikes make problems, so solution is make electric bikes. Waste rice can be used for Vedalu in food item. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all these. Now let us watch the video and be aware that we are going to ask you these questions and you have to answer them. And this will be also part of your assignments. I'm sure you're going to love the video. Yeah.
शंकर बाड़ी लेन में हल्ला लोहला निवास में गच्ची के ऊपर हमने शुरू किया। एक हमारे पास पैसा भी नहीं था इतना, और 80 रुपया उधारी लिया, उसमें से हम सब सामान लाया 80 रुपया में से ना। एक पैली दाल मसाला सब लाया, उसमें हमने एक पैली दाल का पापड़ बनाया। तो पहला दिन हम 7 दिन था, और 7 दिन ने पापड़ आटा गूंदा कूटा सब करके पापड़ तैयार करके हमने बनाया एक पैली का। तो उसमें से छान छान के पापड़ अच्छा निकाला तो 4 पैकेट ही तैयार हुआ।
पडाला में ब्रांच थी, वहाँ से हम लोग पापड़ देने का, आटा लेने का, घर पे आने का, घर पे थोड़ा सा नाश्ता बिस्टा करके हम लोग टेरेस पे पापड़ बनाते।
Jyotsna Shinde has just come to the Bandra branch in West Mumbai to join the Lijjat Sisterhood. Like all prospective members, she is asked to sign a pledge. The pledge binds her to the Sarvodaya principles of social reformer Vinoba Bhave, which the sisters embraced from the beginning. Self-reliance, co-ownership, and faith in the dignity of labor are the key tenets of this philosophy. All sisters have equal ownership and an equal share of profits in the organization, irrespective of seniority or rank. Everyone is also paid their wages on a daily basis. By 1966, the sisterhood had grown to 500, and annual sales had touched 7,50,000 rupees. They were large enough to be registered as a cooperative society. It was only then that it struck them their 7-year-old organization didn't have a name.
मालूम पड़ा कि अभी नाम पण चाहिए, रजिस्टर हुआ तो नाम पण चाहिए, तो हमने एक कुंडली निकाला लिज्जत का, उसमें ल वो दिन का ल ने ये नाम आया कुंडली में, तो हमें लोकल पेपर में दिया, तो बहुत सारे नाम आए थे उसमें। तो उसमें से सब नाम निकाल के सब बहुत जना हमें काफ़ी गच्ची में जमा हुआ था, सब लोग आए थे कि क्या नाम रखता है वो देखने के लिए। तो सब निकाल के धीरज बहन था, उसको निकाला कि लिज्जत अच्छा नाम है, तो हमारे को भी लगा कि लिज्जत नाम अच्छा है। हमारे गुजराती में बोलता है कि खाने में बहुत लज्जत आई, टेस्ट आया ऐसा, तो ये लिज्जत नाम से आगे बढ़ेगा, बहुत अच्छा आगे बढ़ेगा, वो हमको सोचा।
Long before sunrise, while Mumbai still sleeps, Pratibha Ben is already on her way to the center. As always, she is the first to arrive. From the tired housewife who was ready to quit on day one to the professional that she is today, Pratibha Ben has come a long way. As the first hint of dawn tinges the darkness, the Lijjat buses begin to pull in.
कमीत मी 10 किलो पापड लाटते. माझी मुलगी पीठ खेचून देते, पापड लाटायलाही मदत करते. माझे मिस्टर मुलगा पापड सुकवतो, पापड पुसायला मदत करतात. काय अशी मला घरच्यांची मदत असताना मी हे सगळं काम करते.
In a small room, beside the mixing area at the Wadala branch, there are women sitting on the floor, writing painstakingly on their blackboards, working their way through the alphabet. They are part of the Lijjat literacy program for the sisters called Akshardeep, or the Lamp of Learning, which was started 2 years ago.
लिज्जत का क्वालिटी एक ही रहना मांगता है, इसके लिए हम सब जगह से हींग मिरी मेन रहता है पापड़ में, तो हींग मिरी इधर ही रख के सब जगह को भेजता है, एक ही क्वालिटी होना मांगता है. हींग बोलेगा तो लिज्जत का हृदय बोला जाता है, इसके लिए हम यहाँ से ही सब जगह को देता है, क्योंकि एक ही स्वाद का पापड़ सब जगह से मिलना मांगता है. इसके लिए कोचिन लो, मद्रास लो, राजकोट लो, बम्बई लो, किधर से भी आप पापड़ ले लो, एक ही स्वाद का मिलना मांगता है, यहाँ से ही हम भेजता है.
With 42,000 mostly illiterate sisters across 17 Indian states, rolling out
1.9 crore kilos of papad each year for a sales turnover of over 300 crores.
The scale of their achievement is more than just symbolic. It has made the world sit up and take notice.
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष और सम्माननीय व्यासपीठ तथा सभी उपस्थित भाई और बहनों, आज लिज्जत संस्था की सदस्य बहनों को इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स ने सम्मानित किया, यह हमारे लिए गौरव की बात है. आज इस अवसर पर हमारी 40,000 सदस्य बहनों की प्रतिनिधि बनकर मैं यह पुरस्कार स्वीकार कर रही हूँ और मुझे बड़ी खुशी हो रही है कि हम बहनों को सम्मानित किया गया, इसलिए हम सभी जूरी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन.
क्या सपना देखूँ मैं? जो 7 महीने हमने शुरू किया तब हमको मालूम नहीं था कि इतना होएगा। तो अभी तो हमको ऐसा होता है कि हमारे 62 शाखा है पापड़ की अभी, तो हमको ऐसा होता है कि ज़्यादा ज़्यादा शाखा बढ़े तो सब जगह में बेन उसका पाँव भर खड़ा रहे ने काम करे, मेहनत करे, वही हमारी इच्छा है।
Thank you so much, Ajit Bhai, for coordinating this. Yeah. So, so now I'm asking you, what was the most inspirational part you have seen in the video? I hope you might have enjoyed that. So, the first question is, what made Ledger to start an idea? You can write down in the chat box. What was the thing which made them to start Ledger actually? You can write down your name and responses also. I hope you might have enjoyed this. Please write down your responses in the chat box. Anupati Boga is sharing that age doesn't matter. Yes, 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 yes. Very nice. V Vasudev is sharing that confidence and hard work is the key. Yes, yes. A Navina is sharing that women education and skilling also. So I will also call it as a skilling. So whatever they had, that was converted into a skill and that was actually marketed. So it was not like something, any fancy thing has to come up to them and then only they will start a business. They were very good with rolling papad and making something. They started with that actually. Share Navina is sharing that women education small room. Yes, not necessary that it has to be a big room or something like that. Yes. Yes, yes. The second answer is, you can write down all the 4 answers with pointers also. Raji Reddy and Saimita Reddy is sharing that second one is money started with only 82 rupees. So it was not like a very fancy money required. Sajita Ankam is sharing that building a society and citing an environment by educating. Yes. Era Pojita is sharing 80 rupees. And then, yeah, why they were into business and what was the most inspirational part also you can share. Thank you for this video, sir. The most inspirational was their work and being independent. Yes, yes, yes. So we might not call making papad as a skill, but they have utilized that skill into something. So and each and every part, every person have certain kind of skill, and that needs to be acknowledged. And if you acknowledge within yourself, that is actually you are an enterprise. We'll come to know about it in the later stages of the sessions actually. Bhanut Niharika is sharing that education as well as making papad as their only skill to make it more achievable. Yes, yes, very inspirational that is. Ganna Prasanna is sharing circumstances and they also well known to make them. And for me, the most inspirational part was when Jasanti Benji actually shared in the last, who was the founder actually, that what kind of dream I want to see. I want to see that more and more grow. She never talks about that these many papad or that many papad. She always wants that the vision of the organization has to be taken care of. And when the award was being given, she asked the other person to step up and take the award also. So that was something very inspirational for me. Thank you so much, everyone. I think you might have enjoyed this video. So now we are going back again to Meenakshi. So now Meenakshi is again going back to Balasar and asking that they started with such minimal resources. Balasar is saying yes. So how should I start my path? So you might also be wondering that how you should actually start. So this was just to give you an idea about difference between entrepreneurship and business and given a historical context of entrepreneurship. They worked on their idea and plus the positive hopes, not with negative and failure. Yes, 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 Swati. Yes, Madhya. This is absolutely right. Yeah. So now we are going to get into a secret in the next session where you will be knowing that how you can actually start and what is something which you have inside, like Lijjat had, like Ajuba had, like RK Pagdiwala had, like Sampoorna had, that what you have inside yourself, and that can be taken out and that can be converted into form of an enterprise. I hope you might have enjoyed this session, And before we close, you have to write your learning from the video. This is going to be an assignment. Also, one of your assignment would be you have to brainstorm in and around your area and try to find out 5-6 people who have started something of their own, and you have to name 2 people with whom you will consult about starting something of your own. So you have to do that also after the session. And in the next session, you will get a framework to think like an entrepreneur. And this is the assignment case studies you're going to get. Like the Ajuba, you can speak more, read more about in this link. Sampunat, you can read more about RK Pagdiwala and Ledger Papad and Medic Mobile also. And yeah, just a second. I'm doing a quick recap. Then you can actually learn whatever you have learned from session. So now we have an understanding of how small or how big it may be, but we have to ideas can be any, and you have to just start at some point of time. And what you have to start and when you start and what it should be the key, we'll get into that in the next session. And I hope you might enjoy. You might have enjoyed the whole session, and you will look through that. And there are some of the learning that there is an important brainstorming of idea, taking help of case, how to develop an entrepreneurial. And so this was it for the today's. You will get your assignments. Please complete your assignments on basis, because these assignments basically are going to pile up into your idea. By the last of the session, when you are able to complete your whole assignments, you will get into your idea stage also. So the whole idea stage pitching is actually made up of each component of every day, each day's sessions basically. So please complete your assignments on time. I hope you might have enjoyed these, and we are looking forward to you again. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Satvika, now up to you.
Maybe we'll take like a 2 minutes break before we proceed for the expert session, because we are waiting for the experts to come in. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for such an amazing session. You have clearly highlighted the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. Also, thank you for sharing such inspirational stories. So, dear participants, please note that the case studies that have been shared in this presentation, that will be part of your assignment, and you will get the link to access these case studies, and maybe you can just go ahead with your assignments then. Assignments will be uploaded on the task website itself. We'll wait for another minute. I'm just expecting all the speakers to be on board. Yeah.
So Satvika, till then, can we ask the participants to write down their reflections with in the chat box also, no? So they can write down their reflections and whatever they have learned from the session. So that will be good. So people, you can write down your responses, your reflections, your learning from the whole session also. Any input, any insight which is coming to your mind. Till time we are waiting for the next speakers. Thank you so much, everyone. Looking forward for your assignments.
Sure. That will be helpful. So maybe all the participants, I request you to use your chat box and write your reflections. And maybe you can also write the questions that you have, so it can be taken up in the next upcoming sessions. Also, we'll have another session on 22nd of February, and every Wednesday it'll have